Good early morning. Today we are doing something really interesting. We're gonna go out to Port Canaveral and we're gonna go to the Disney Cruise Line terminal and we're gonna get on the Disney Fantasy as part of a Disney invited media day. This is exciting. We were on the Disney Magic when we went on the cruise, and we're not actually going on a cruise today. We're just going and seeing some of the adults only area, adults oriented areas on the ship. And then we're experiencing a new offering that they're doing in Palo, which is called Be Our Chef, where we get to cook in the kitchen of Palo. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to do it. I'm just excited to see the difference between the Miami terminal and the Port Canaveral terminal, because apparently the Port Canaveral terminal is very much devoted to Disney, whereas the one in Miami could be a bunch of different cruise ships. So this one's all themed to Disney. The only problem is I don't know if we're actually gonna go through the terminal because this is a media day. It's gonna be an interesting day for sure. Just wanted to give you guys full disclosure. We're not paying for anything on this media day. They're gonna provide some lunch and maybe some coffee, stuff like that. But for the most part, this isn't something that anybody could pay to do because we're doing a tour of the ship while it's at port and we're not actually going on a cruise. But while somebody is on a cruise, they could pay for the Be Our Chef experience. It's gonna be an interesting day. Stay tuned. Let's experience this together. There it is, the Disney Fantasy. This is a much newer ship than the one that we were on before. And look, there's Dumbo. He's the one that's painting it on the back. So it looks like we won't get to go into the Disney Cruise Line terminal, but you can kind of see it over there where it just says Disney Cruise Line across the top. But we're going in through the vendor entrance, which is over here. Not as glamorous of an entrance, but here we go. We're going onto the ship. Ah, yes. I remember this carpet. Brings back memories. Oh, there's like a magic painting here. We're going up towards this is the atrium. I don't think we get to have a chance to look into it. There's like a little bar in this one. This is the Bon Voyage bar. This must have been a Star Wars Day at Sea. There's Han Solo frozen in carbonite. Wow, look at that chandelier. And this atrium is beautiful. And there's a little thing up there that says see you real soon. And when we were on the Magic, it was Mickey Mouse, and this one is Minnie Mouse. I like how she looks like a flapper. A little bit different use of the characters up there. Also, the hidden Mickey right there. Ooh. Yeah, this is neat. I like how everything kind of looks like a peacock in this atrium. And it's also really interesting to see that this is entirely different from the cruise ship that we were on. Like, way different. And this atrium is so much larger too. Ooh, something that's interesting about this ship is that, do you guys see? Well, it's kind of hard to see from up close on it, but when you're really far away from the portholes, do you guys see how they kind of magnify everything? There's another cruise ship out there, but then once you get up on them, it's totally a normal view. This is definitely not as nice of a view in port as it was in Miami, but this port seems more convenient. This looks like it's one of the restaurants over here. This is Royal Court. I think that's themed after Cinderella. Oh yeah, you can see the carriage in the door detail. And you can see one of the step and repeats or one of the photo opportunities is Star Wars Day at Sea. Disney Cruise Line. Oh, I like this. The Millennium Falcon shooting out and these little TIE fighters. This is neat. The elevators in this ship are much larger than the ones that were on the Magic. I mean, everything is going to be larger on this ship. Still kind of surprising. There's a lot more of them too. There's 6 here. That was one thing that we noticed on the Magic, is that the elevators were kind of slow. It's just faster to take the stairs. But if there's more elevators, then it won't be as bad. This is kind of like a permanent photo opportunity. Mosaic with Cinderella's royal carriage and a nice gold seat for you to sit in. So these two castles are the same, just with a different color scheme. Which one is actually Cinderella's castle? As we're walking down the hallway, we can kind of look into Royal Court. Oh, there's a painting of Beauty and the Beast in there too. So I'm guessing there are all of the different princesses and princes in there. All the paintings on the walls are different castles from the different animated classics. Queen of Hearts. This looks like Sleeping Beauty. Elsa's Ice Castle. We're heading into Animator's Palette, and they're just saying that every ship has a version of Animator's Palette. So even though we got to see Animator's Palette on the Magic, it will not be the same as this version. So you can see it is a little bit different than the Animator's Palette that we were in. Now we've taken the elevator up to deck 11. Oh, I miss it.
We wish you a safe and pleasant journey home.
So now we're heading into Cabanas, which is similar to the Cabanas that we ate at. It's much bigger. A lot more outdoor seating that's all undercover. So we've got all of the different castles in sand. So Disneyland Paris, Disneyland, Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, Tokyo Disneyland, and then Hong Kong. So we're still missing Shanghai. They've got enough room for another one, but they haven't put it in because this ship was built before Shanghai even was a dream. And then we've got the different times at each of the different parks. This is much, much bigger than the cabanas on the other ship. So we got all this space over here. There's a buffet over there. We've got a buffet here. Look at this mural from Finding Nemo. This is super impressive. And then there's another buffet back here. There it is. This is the much better view. And there are a lot of tables that have a view outside. And then if you look underneath, there's a hidden Mickey down there. Hanging out near the trash cans are the seagulls. Mine, mine, mine. They've got kites all over the ceiling. They just told us that this is not only a buffet, but can also be open for dinner, like a sit-down dinner. And as with the Magic, plenty of hand washing stations all over the place. Out onto deck 11, even more seating out here. This is Nemo's Reef, which looks like it's for very small children. It's like a little splash pad. There it is, the Aqua Coaster. I believe this one's called the Aqua Duck, whereas the one on the Magic was called the Aqua Dunk because it was a drop slide, and this one is a water coaster. Here's Donald's Pool, and there's the stage where they do the welcome show. Disney Cruise Line 2019, Magic, Wonder, Dream, and Fantasy. And this is ice cream treats. Unlimited ice cream while you're on board. All you can ice cream. There's also Frozone treats where you can get smoothies. Which the beer is extra, but are the smoothies extra? And then this was on the Magic Cove Cafe is some coffee, like a coffee bar. This is the adults only pool. And there's not a swim up bar, but like a wet bar where the stools are like out in the water and you can get a drink and sit around this. How much fun is that? This is still called the Cove Bar. And this is the adults only pool. And then I did find out that at Frozones, the smoothies are extra. They're not included in the cost of the cruise, but you can get a spiked Dole Whip there. Inside the Cove Cafe, we've got all kinds of pictures of Walt. Here he is with a train. There he is with Dolly. Here he is inside of Disneyland. Another one inside of Disneyland. And then picking oranges. Is this absinthe? Yeah, look. You can get absinthe here.
As a reminder, we kindly ask
Very
you to
interesting.
pause the
So here is all of the coffee stuff. And it looks like it's a full bar too. I really like that this particular place, Cove Cafe, is kind of centered a lot around Walt. There are lots of pictures of Walt. Kind of interesting that there are so many pictures of Walt with Salvador Dali. And traveling. And looking dapper.
These enchanted artwork series that we're going to see around the ship is part of something greater. It's known as our Midship Detective Agency. It's a mystery hunt with some of our iconic Disney friends like Mickey and the gang. You go around with these, let's call them high-tech detective badges, go to these different enchanted artworks, and they unlock different clues for you to solve mysteries and reveal different culprits. Now here's the really cool thing. You can take these mysteries more than once and get different clues that lead to different results.
I know we kind of jumped into it, but we're on a tour of the adults only areas of the ship. This is called the Art of the Theme Tour, and we're not doing the entire tour. We're just kind of focusing on the adults only section of the tour.
What we're going to do is going to do a very brief walk through all our facilities that we have.
It's the barber shop, the Smile Spa, and then the full out spa. Oh yeah, massage chair pedicures. Come in here, get your hair done with a view, get your nails done. This is nice. The fitness center, this is gigantic. We didn't get to show you guys the fitness center on the Magic, but this one seems definitely way bigger than that one. Looks like they could do spinning classes here too. They did say that the spinning class is complimentary, but it is on a first come first served basis because you can see there's only so many bikes. It looks like there's a youth spa too.
There is. There's a space for our teens to enjoy their very own treatments. It's our way of, let's say, giving their adults their spaces while also having teens for them to seize the day.
We're gonna head into the rainforest room now. And this is what I was most excited to see because on our ship, we got the rainforest pass and it apparently was nothing compared to what we're gonna see in here. Look at all these hot stone chairs. Couple of private jacuzzis out here that if you get a rainforest pass, you can come out here and use these jacuzzis and look at the view that you get while you're in the jacuzzi. And the different showers, I'm sorry, you'll have to forgive them there, or forgive me, they're doing a test of the PA system. They have 3 different saunas in here. The Calderum. Ooh, I'm gonna go inside of this one. Super hot in here, but it is very dry. And you have a view out from inside the sauna. Came out to get a closer look at the hot tubs. This is like the hot tub that we were in when we got our little private massage in the private room when we were on the Magic. But this one has different settings that you can do. Oh, I can just feel the heat coming off of it. Plus, it's just gotta be so relaxing sitting out here with this view. Is this open? Oh yeah, right. Look at that. While we're inside of this room with the little hot tubs in it, looking out over the front of the ship, this little like room over here is what the driving, I guess the sailing crew will use in order to make sure that they're coming close to the docks, or when they're coming into port, it actually has a glass floor inside of it so that they can see down to the docks. And then if you look right there, these are the little private rooms like we had when we did our massage on the Disney Magic. Heading back into one of the couples villas, similar to what we had when we got our massage. Oh yeah, this is it. Oh no, it does have the same thing. There's like a shower room in here and everything. And then also outside there is the private hot tub and some lovely, lovely loungers out here. There's just a relaxation room in here. They're not massage chairs, there's just comfy chairs for you to relax in, like a quiet space. Here in the Senses juice bar, you can get all kinds of fresh juices. So this one's like blueberry, raspberry, strawberries, and then yogurt. You can also come and get a fresh squeezed orange juice. This orange juice maker has some hidden Mickeys on it too. Now we're all the way at the top on deck 13. We're gonna go over to some place called Satellite Falls. Behind this is the concierge area. We won't be able to go in there, but this is Satellite Falls. Oh, there's like a satellite bubble here. It's another adults only pool. You could sit in this pool. This probably waterfalls during the day, and all these different little chairs for adults only. Look at how many different lounging chairs there are. This is great. We didn't have this on the Magic, but I can imagine that, especially on a Disney cruise, this will be not as crowded as the rest of the ship. And you got great views, some sun, some shade. So we're on the front of the ship, and this is the Vibe Teens Only section. They have their own pool deck.
The kids have an area all the way at the forward of the ship. Those are not jacuzzis, those are just normal pools.
Another thing they told us about this adults only section is that there are servers walking around that will bring you drink service. So you don't have to get up and go to the bar. Just to give you guys an idea of where we're at, in there is the Cove Cafe, the adults only coffee bar. This is the Swim Up Cove Bar with the pool, the adults only pool. I think that is not adults only, and I think you can tell by the blue chairs versus the adults only section. From what I gathered, I haven't asked about this yet, has these more cushiony chairs, whereas the all ages stuff is all these blue loungers down here. Also in the adults only section is Currents, and this is the bar. Like I said, they do have servers walking around, but if you wanted to come up to the bar, this is the bar that you would come to. From the swim up bar, looking up at this all ages deck, there's also a stage here where they would have a musical act, like duos singing, any number of different musical acts. They just confirmed it for me. This is the Aqua Duck, and it's really interesting because it goes out over the edge of the ship and then flies through here and then actually goes into the kids club. And you can see Donald right there hanging out of the side of the funnel. When we were first coming in, I kind of pointed at this and said, oh, there's the pool, and this is the stage that they do the welcome show on. But from up here, I noticed that this pool is pretty massive. So they just kind of corrected me. There are actually 2 pools here. This is called the Donald pool, and that's called the Mickey pool, which is actually shaped like a Mickey. You can just start to see his ears and then his head down here. They just said because this is one of the larger ships, they actually have the ability to set fireworks off from both funnels and off both sides of the ship. Now we're over by the Aqua Lab, which is another just larger splash pad. Uncle Donald's splash zone, no splash. Plug the leaky pipes. This looks like a lot of fun. And near the Aqua Lab is the Waves Bar, where you can come and get a drink while the kids are playing. And upstairs from the Aqua Lab is Goofy Sports Deck. Sorry for the loud music, but this is where you could come up and play some basketball. Maybe, oh, they got 3 different basketball hoops up here. A nice little spot where people can watch them play basketball. I like how all of the different pipes coming in come from different places. Like this one comes from the lavatory, that one comes from Senses Spa. And then here is the SS Miss Daisy on the Ducky Dinghy. lots of fish. Now we're heading into Goofy's Golf, a little mini golf course here on the aft of the ship. And one of the things about these holes is that if you're an adult or a child, you stand on either Goofy's feet if you're an adult, or if you're a child, you stand on Max's footprints. And then they tell you where to aim to get a hole-in-one. Like we said about the art, you can tell what floor you're on based on the artwork. So there's Goofy doing sports, and we're near the Goofy sports deck. And because we're heading towards Remy, we've got a large painting from Ratatouille. They actually just told us that if you imagine the sun behind Remy and Emile, their shadow is being cast over here, and it's not actually a shadow of Remy and Emile, it's Walt and Mickey as if it were the partner statue. This is interesting. Palo is to our left, and Remy is to the right. So we can have a look at Remy's menu. And Remy is an extra charge adults only restaurant. Just like Palo. We're actually in the bar that is in between Remy and Palo, and this is an adults only lounge. This is nice. And this specific lounge is called the Meridian Lounge. Inside of Meridians, there's actually outdoor seating. So you can come get a cocktail at sunset on the aft of the ship. And here's a look at the Palo menu. Now we get to take part in the experience, be our chef in Palo, and they gave us some chef wear. Our uniforms on, we're gonna do some cooking now. And now we're going into Palo. Wow. This is a very much larger restaurant than the one that we were in. It looks very similar though. We were surprised with Mickey. Hi Mickey, how are you? You having a good day? Are you gonna help us cook today? Yeah. Every meal that I've ever had that's been made by Mickey has been the best. Just looking through the rest of Palo in here, there's one really large room with a really big table. This is like a special room. I wonder what it takes to be in this special room. So now we are headed into the galley and we're gonna learn how to cook.
I will ask for this to come closer so you can see properly. I want to... So, there is some flour. First of all, put flour on the floor, on the table, the basket you're gonna eat. And as well, don't be shy of the flour. We need it. It's enter and the dough is you don't need the... Now, what I'm gonna do?
spent so much time trying to place the GoPro and get it in a good spot that I totally didn't film myself. Like I forgot to hit play or something happened with the GoPro, so I didn't film myself making this. They told me because I didn't scoop the last of the last condensed milk out, it doesn't come all the way up to the top like it's supposed to. So I thought I did. I thought it turned out okay. Nobody's gonna eat this, so it's okay.
It's cured meat from the neck. Coppa, fava, and pecorino.
This is what we're getting ready to eat now, because we're all done in the kitchen. So they brought us out a little gift, and inside of it is the menu that we're going to be eating for lunch today. This is the butternut agnolotti. How did he say that? Agnolotti. That's what we made back in the kitchen. Also in that little packet is all of the recipes for everything that we made. And then we also got the margarita pizza. And lastly, we've got our limoncello tart.
Before it becomes sparkly white.
This is beautiful.
Don't worry, you won't like it. I can promise you that.
So this experience is available to everybody that is on a Disney cruise. It is an extra charge. It's $279 per person. They recommend you book ahead of time, and that includes your time in the kitchen. You get a little gift bag that has a picture that you took with Mickey and the head chef, and the chef's jacket, an apron, and the menu and a name tag. And then also included is all of the lunch that we had, which included a wine at the beginning and a wine at the end. As we are heading out of Palo, there is this chandelier that represents all kinds of different noodles and meatballs. And now we get to take a look inside of Remy.
Something to think about. This is named after our little chef, Remy. So see if you can find any resemblances to the little chef.
Yeah, I feel like on the pattern here.
It's all very subtle, but when you look closely...
And here he is on the back of the chair,
yeah,
too.
Only the finest. But it's like Chef Cousteau said, anyone can cook. My favorite one to point out. Yes, beat me to it. I love that. No, this is...
They serve the Miyazaki Wagyu here. They told us this back room is inspired by Cousteau's.
Get out of everybody's place.
I like the G on the ground too. With the views of Paris. And then the kitchen. Now we're down onto level 4 into Europa. Europa is the adults only section
we do the same here.
that has all of these different O'Gill's, La Piazza, the Tube, Skyline Lounge. First stop, Skyline Lounge. Ooh, well this is interesting. It's like we're at night in a European city.
These are what we call the windows to the world. Every 12 minutes, we will be visiting a new country. Whether it's Athens, Greece, Paris, France, London, England, we've got Barcelona, Spain as well, Rome and Italy, St. Petersburg, Russia, and even Budapest, Hungary.
He's saying that the music changes and that the cocktail menu changes.
This is like our version of drinking around the world, except just a little better. You're indoors and you get to sit down.
Now we're heading into the Tube, which is themed like 1960s London Underground.
This is
neat.
primarily where all the fun happens for our adults. It's one of the cooler parts of this entire venue.
Illuminated dance floor here. Wow. Well, and then they've got phone booths on either side of the stage. Hey look kids, it's Big Ben. Heading down the London Bridge. And I look more clock. Big Ben. Headed back to La Piazza. And this is just a hallway full of bathrooms. And then now we're into La Piazza, which is Italian for the square, or like the plaza. Oh, it's like a merry-go-round.
And here we are, La Piazza.
Oh, a little Vespa over here.
Got Ooh La La in there.
Ooh La La is the French champagne lounge, which they're having a mixology class inside of right now, so we won't be able to go inside of there. Now we're heading into O'Gill's. Everything's kind of attached together, which is interesting to me. So it'd be considered the pub. And now we're heading out the backside of Europa, which is the adults only section with all of the different lounges and bars. Oh, there's a Tiffany's on board. When they kept saying we're going down to Tiffany's, I didn't understand that they meant an actual Tiffany's. All kinds of Tiffany jewelry in here. Lots and lots of shiny stuff.
And this is the first time that they've ever teamed up with any other brand to create a special piece. And they did it with us, which was wonderful.
So this is the only cruise ship with a Tiffany's on it. And they said that it's very similar to any other Tiffany's that you've been to on land. The Tiffany's in the Melbourne airport has this exact same picture on the wall in the lounge here. There's a mailbox in here that you can pick out some jewelry pieces and fill out a card and then mail it to somebody and say, please give me these things. They're welcoming people aboard to the ship just like they did when we first got on the Magic. And another name brand store on ship. I really like this watch. It's cool looking. So she just said the name of it is Bugatti. Lots and lots of jewelry here. And they said that these two that are back here are what they call red carpet jewelry. So this is what a movie star would wear on the red carpet. And you could come and try them on when you're on the ship. We just asked and we found out this necklace is $98,000 and the earrings are $23,000. And of course back here the Walt Disney Theater, Mickey's main sales, Sea Treasures, Whitecaps. Whitecaps is actually another adult-oriented jewelry store with bags and jewelry and watches and colognes. And now unfortunately we have to debark the ship. We're not going on a cruise. It was just a real quick tour today. That was it. It was a good time. So there you have it. That was our day on the Disney Fantasy. Really wish it was going to be a cruise, but I still had a fantastic time. That cooking experience in Palo was really fun. It was interesting to see the galley, and it was interesting to actually partake in making some of the dishes, although nobody got to eat anything that I made. It was fun to like play around and like be a chef for a day. But I don't know, all in all, I think that I would definitely do that again. It was really neat to be able to tour the ship too and see all the different offerings and how much bigger this ship was than the Disney Magic, especially the adults only deck. It was amazing. But with that being said, we are off and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
We're Michael and Christina from New York, and now it's time to pay the price.